Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. This episode was kind of a mixed bag for me. There was things that worked, there was things that didn't work, there was things that were just there because, well, they had to sit there and fill up the time. Speaking of time fillers, Trina, what the hell are they doing with her character? This whole conversation with Ava about Rory and going away, and I don't know, and something could happen. I don't know if I'm ready, and because of what happened last time at the cabin, I'm just like, seriously? There was times I was watching this episode, and when they went back to them, I actually forgot that they were there because it just seemed so pointless. It seemed completely pointless and vapid, and just like, what? Why would you give Trina that to do in today's episode? Like, really? Why would you do that for her? I could have totally did without their scenes. All right. With this whole Sonny versus Michael thing, this is where you can tell that the plot is more important than common sense and logic. Now, whether you're on Sonny's side or on Michael's side, the thing is, they are at a funeral, okay? And a lot of times, you know, if you're mad at somebody, you're angry at somebody, whatever it is, you literally just bury someone that day. And yet you're still sitting there holding on to this resentment because, ooh, he changed his character, he changed his moral code, and, he really, I get the fact that Michael feels that Sonny went against his core principles about his family, putting family first, and protecting Nina and siding with Nina over stuff. I get that. Okay, I get that. But you would sit there and think after a death in the family that you wouldn't be like, you know what? Listen, we don't know how much time we have on this planet. Clearly, we're here because of that. Maybe, and granted, yeah, I do get after a long, lengthy conversation, there was a point where Michael seemed like, maybe I should. But of course, Nina came in and was like, ah. But in all reality, even if Nina did come in there, it's like, bro, seriously? Especially after Sonny was like, yo, you messed up my shipments. People aren't really buying my coffee anymore. He still wants to find a way to patch things up. And I just feel like this whole, because this is beyond just being angry. This is literally, you want to put your dad in prison. In prison. You didn't want to do that before. I mean, again, he killed your dad and you found a way to forgive him. But he goes against his code and, oh, you find out. Oh, it's not like, here's the thing. It's not like he didn't know what Sonny did. This is the part that just blows me. It's like when Sonny was getting mad at that guy, the torturer. I'm just gonna call him the torturer. Like, bro, what do you think he's gonna be doing? Oh, I didn't sit there and tell you to be using knives and things of that nature, and like, what did you want him to use tickle feathers? Like, what did you want him to do? This is the, and so when I'm sitting there watching this scene and I'm watching just how angry Michael was, just like, oh, I'm not gonna forgive you, this, that, and I was like, bro, you got a funeral. What? What do you mean? Like, so I mean, this part of the story was just baffling, but it was only baffling because, again, the plot had to come before anything else. We got to find a way to take down Sonny, and we got to sit there and have Michael do it, even though he has taken this to the extreme. In an extreme circumstance of when they bury someone in their family, and he still is gun ho about it. It's not adding up to me. But hell, it doesn't need to add up to me. It doesn't need to add up to most fans. It just needs to add up to the writers so we can get this plot going. Yesterday I was sitting there wondering why would Michael tell Dante to talk to um, Dex about what happened. I was like, it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But then when Dante went to Dex and Dex was like, I'm not saying anything, we're gonna be loyal to Sonny and stuff like that, and Dante came back and he, was going at Michael like, hey, you said that Dex was gonna sit there and tell the truth, or Dex was hurt and Sonny did it, and now you're lying and this, that, and the third. So when Michael came back to Dex, he was like, "Yeah, it worked." So we're even close now to seeing that they're taking him down. No, I understood that. Okay, it's really sad. I didn't understand that before, and it just seemed like something that I probably should have understood why he did what he did, but whatever. Um, Esme. So of course she's caught. Nicholas is like, yo, what are you doing here? And, Asmi explains what happened, how she fell, and how she got nursed back to health, and yada, 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 yada. So, of course, in the beginning, she's all like, oh, I didn't do all these things, and this, that, and the third. And the whole time, I'm just like, Nicholas, is there a particular reason why you're not dialing 911? Why you're not tying this chick up and just being like, you know what, I'm just going to hold you for the police and let them sort it out. Because at first Esme was like, "Hey, listen, your wife forced me off the balcony. She's gonna go to jail." Nicholas was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure what you got going on is a whole lot worse than what you could do to her." So I sat there and said to myself, "What could Esme possibly do to get Nicholas to back down?" I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, "What could she do?" There was a lot of people in the chat that was right. There was a lot of people in the chat that was right. There was a lot of people in the comment section that was right. Okay? When she said you're not going to do anything to us. And then she, you know, moved the cloak away, the little Sith Lord cloak, and you saw that she was pregnant. And Esme was like, yeah, and it's yours. Now, is it Nicholas? Most likely. Nicholas was refusing to knock boots with her. Not Nicholas. Spencer was refusing to knock boots with her for a hot minute. So, and the last person that slept with her was Nicholas. So, like everyone was snipped saying, what a lot of people snipped saying, this is your karma. This is what you deserve. This is your karma. This is what you deserve. And I think that was probably the best part of this episode was watching him. And granted, we don't know yet if it's really his. Hell, we don't even know if she's faking it. Okay, she can have some sort of little thing underneath. Um, so we just don't know. But this goes back down to Brando. Was Brando caught off guard because of the rain, or was Brando caught off guard because he didn't want to attack a pregnant woman? And wondering why is this woman that's pregnant coming after him with a hook? I could have swore. You know who actually said that? And granted, some other people said that. I think her name is um the Chemo Beauty. I think that's one of my subscribers' names. Or Chemo Beauty. Because I remember her writing in the chat, like maybe he held back because it was Esme or somebody that was pregnant or whatever. So I'm gonna sit there and give you your props because I think that was you that said that, and there was some other people that could have said that, and that's whatever. But I remember her writing that down. Now, as I'm sitting there reading my notes, this one is a little bit more trickier to explain, but I'm going to sit there and try to do the best I can. So Anna, she's in Robert's office and she's sitting there. Robert gets in and she's all like, "Oh, we gotta sit there and get justice for Luke's death or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure, whatever." Now we're revisiting Luke's death after how many months now? So she's like, "Yo, listen, I need you to sit there and we got to find a way to get Victor because the contacts didn't pan out. Nobody wants to touch this guy. So you got to sit there and find a way to arrest Johan, get him on something, get a warrant, whatever you got to do." He agrees. And then the intern mayor comes in. I can't remember her name. But she comes in and Anna leaves. And Robert's like, "Yo, what are you doing here?" Now, out of nowhere, this chick is like, "Yo, listen, whatever she got you involved in, because she likes to use the police office or whatever to kind of do her own investigations. We're gonna put a stop to that now." Okay. Um, and of course, she knows about the fact that they're with Laura that they were working as far as trying to find Luke's killer and stuff like that. And basically, she was like, "Yo, listen, whatever you plan on doing, stop. Now we gotta sit there and run an internal investigation, um, just to make sure that we don't got any funny, fishy business that's going on." Because what Robert is doing is, he's using the office, and he is. I think they're gonna sit there and they were gonna try to get him on something like as far as jumping off the boat or whatever, being illegal or something like that, and technically, even he was like, "Yo, this is kind of dicey, and this is making the office and us looking bad. So this is the last I'm going to sit there and stick my neck out and do something that's kind of illegal." But now, because she's not there keeping a watch on his office, he can't do anything. Meanwhile, they got Lucy coming in to try to distract Victor. And even though there's a point where they have to move rooms because now Valentine got Nina involved by mentioning Charlotte, and they got Victor to sit there and move rooms just where they can bug his room, and they can sit there and try to learn something before Johan finds whatever the bug it is and takes it away. So I'm just hoping. I'm hoping whatever it is, whatever information that they get from Victor is going to be useful. Um, Lucy did seem like she was laying it on thick. Like she came in there and she was like, "Oh, I'm sobbing," and she started talking about the funeral and this, that, and the third, and Anna's not there listening in, and Anna's like, "Yo, don't overplay your hand, this, that, and the third." And of course, like I said before, Victor is getting a little kind of sus at her, like, "Yo, you usually seem like you're really strong and can handle yourself. Why are you just breaking down now? Like, tell me what's really going on." And of course, Lucy's like, "Oh, well, you're just gonna sit and tell me about the plan. We can make it like it's a bedtime story." And I'm like, what the, what? Okay, like he's just gonna sit there and just lay out the plan from A to B. Um, and of course, Robert was like, "Yo, listen, whatever you think you got going on, abort it." But of course, she's, listening in on, um, Lucy's conversation. I'm not gonna lie, I was wondering where's Lucy at? After the whole boat ride thing. I'm like, where has she been at? I think that's about it. Oh, and I really didn't kind of get too much into their conversation. I think it had something to do with Rory wanted to take Trina out to a comic book convention, and she didn't really want to go because something bad may happen, and in Port Charles, and also the whole weekend thing. It was just vapid, stupid, pointless. It didn't really go anywhere, and towards the end, she decided to want to go with Rory anyway. So yeah, you know, and I say this a lot when I look at episodes like this. I'm always thinking that this show is I mean, like all these shows is driven by characters because some of the stuff was just like, I mean, the stuff with Valentine and Anna and Victor and Lucy, just, I mean, there was some tension with Lucy as far as not getting caught, so it was a bit of suspense. Okay, fine. But it didn't really seem like it went anywhere. It kind of stopped, and it was like, let's see how this is really going to play out. But unfortunately, I had to sit there and deal with all the other stuff that was going on, which was some was good, like Nicholas and Esme. And then stuff with Michael and Sonny was good, but again, it's not really. They're pushing this whole war, and it's not. At a funeral, really, it's not adding up to me. Really, not adding up to me. And also, and I've said this in my lives before. But what happens when Michael takes down Sonny? When Michael takes down Sonny, he sends him to prison. I guess everything's just gonna just be normal. Sonny doesn't have any enemies that would attack his family because of years of him doing violent crimes and mob and stuff like that. No, their family is just gonna be safe, right? There's gonna be no power vacuum whatsoever. You know, I feel like the day when that does happen, because at this point we've been talking about Sonny and Maurice, retiring and everything like that, and I want to sit there and see more of Mrs. Wu, Miss Wu. You really think that Miss Wu would let Michael talk to her the way that he has been doing if it wasn't for Sonny? Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.